So what's up everyone, happy Sunday, and again we're right here with another episode. I'm pretty stoked about this one. The actually wanted to fall here. I'm pretty stoked about this video because today I'm going to be addressing a lot of questions that you guys usually have. I've seen a lot of stuff coming in through social media, Facebook, Instagram, the whole 9 yards. So tonight's episode is called Spektra Xion Do's and Don'ts. But see this guy right here? I am going to be giving away today a click Ergo at the end of the show among all of you guys. So stick around until the end of the video and you get the chance to win this click Ergo that I have right here. This is a $180 value product right here. So now, how's everyone doing? How do you guys like the lights? Let me know if you like them or not, because I'm actually digging them very, very much. I was kind of like tired of that boring background gray wall. Spice it up a little bit more. Also, I tweaked here the lights, so it's kind of like more enclosed type of feel rather than too much whiteness. So I kind of like it. And look up there, it's a changing light. I don't know. This is the first time I'm messing around with lights, color lights. So hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. So where are you guys from? Where is everyone from tonight? So we have people from Chile. We have Chris Engel. So yeah, where are you guys from? I mean, thank you for watching us today. Stick around until the end of the video like I mentioned before. And let's begin with this episode of Do's and Don'ts, okay? A lot of people have been asking a lot of questions about the Spektra Xion, even though we have a lot of videos on Facebook, YouTube. We have a bunch of videos also in Spanish and in English. But I wanted to put this video together to address the most frequently asked questions that our customers, want to know. So, and it's okay, it's okay to ask because you don't want to do something that is going to maybe jeopardize the integrity of the machine, the life of the motor, and stuff like that. So I decided to put this video together. And usually when I use the word don't, it's kind of like a negative, and I'm not too happy about using don'ts and negatives, but I think in this case it's actually really positive, okay? What not to do for your thing not to break. So pretty straightforward. We're gonna dive in right now on this review, on this overview, whatever you wanna call it. And I have the machine right here. She's the Spektra Xion. And the very first question that I wanna address is, what kind of cartridges can I use with this machine? So, should I use cartridges with membranes, or should I use cartridges without membrane, or it doesn't matter? So the answer is very, very simple. I said this in a couple of videos, and as a matter of fact, probably from a year until now, my mind has changed. And if I've said something before, well, you know what? Now it's a completely different story. Why? Okay, let me tell you why. So some of you may have seen my older videos from years ago, and when I say, yeah, I use cartridges, with no membrane and nothing happens. What happened is that, while I was saying that, I was using conventional machines. I was using, conventional rotaries. I was using Spectra Halo, even coil machines and stuff like that. So usually those machines, have weight in the back, a little bit of weight, and you always are avoiding doing this, right? Now, what happened with this machine is that this machine is so light. First of all, it doesn't have a back weight, okay? The weight actually concentrates in the tip of the machine, making it really, really easy to handle. And because of that, because of the lack of the weight, we forget of doing this like we do with most coil machines, or at least that's what happens to me. So I was working on this stomach piece not too long ago, and I was talking to the customer, and I just went like this. And by going like this, basically, I angle my hand. And I don't use foot switch, so I let the machine run throughout the entire session. So the machine was running. And apparently, I just happened to, dip in the cup, and I had actually black ink. So all of a sudden, I hear something, not right about the machine. And I was using a brand of cartridge. I don't want to mention the brand, but they are white. And I noticed that ink has actually traveled from the cartridge to the back of the machine, right? And that's a big problem. This is the reason why when we launched the machine, we started suggesting you guys use cartridge with membrane. And of course, I'm like, hey, you know what? I can handle this. And, in reality, I actually messed up and got ink inside the machine. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys is do not use cartridges without membrane, okay? Well, first of all, several things happens if you use cartridges with no membrane. Myself, I'm able to actually take the machine apart and put in the autoclave. I build this stuff, but some of you guys may not know how to take the machine apart, and you may realize that there is ink when it's actually too late. Probably you're way too much into the tattoo. Probably you tattoo another customer, and you don't realize that happened to you. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you guys, do not use cartridges without membrane. Plain simple. There are so many brands out there right now that have membrane. So if you use cartridges with no membrane, it's kind of like tattooing with no gloves this day. We cover everything, and all the time we're going to tattoo with a cartridge that actually can leak fluid into the machine with pathogens and cross-contamination. So do not use cartridges with no membrane. So also, another thing that happened is a gentleman the other day brought a machine, and the internal return spring broke. So we take the machine apart, and we found out that the actual spring was fused inside of the machine with dried ink. Okay, so ink is made out of metal particles, most colors, and that thing was like fused in there. That actually to remove the crumbs of spring, we have to actually do like a surgical procedure in the machine, and that's when we were able to remove the fragments and put a new spring. So not only that the ink is going to contaminate the inside of the machine, it also is going to destroy some of the components. So for that simple reason, if we found ink inside of your machine, you may have to pay for new parts, because you guys are advised that don't use cartridges without membrane. So that's that. Now, another thing that a lot of people ask me, can I use the give? And this is a question that pops very, very often. Okay, so I am going to switch the cameras right now, and a lot of people are asking if you can use the give in between. And of course, you can actually go anywhere from super hard, okay? And again, you have the H and the S right here standing for hard and soft. You can go all the way, turn it towards the H. It's going to stiffen the give. Or you can go all the way to the S. It's going to soften the hit of the machine. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to actually commit to one of the ends. You can actually micro dial the give even in between, okay? So just like on the Spektra Halo, for example, where you can screw and unscrew and get different, kind of parameters, you can do exactly the same thing in this machine, okay? So yes, you do not have to use the machine hard or soft. You can use it in between, and also like in between of the betweens, So feel free to, adjust it to your liking. Now, one thing that you are not supposed to do, and this is the don't, is never over torque the knob to the point that you keep going and you keep going. This is very delicate, okay? But it's very durable. Now, why is this delicate and durable? Because if you operate this thing with normal strength, this thing is never going to break. Now, if you apply excessive pressure right here, where there is a pushing element that is made out of aluminum, it's pretty light, and you may damage the machine. So what is recommended is that you guys turn it around, and once you feel that it doesn't go anymore, you back off one click. And again, you may have seen this in a couple of videos, but I still getting the answers, and I am going to continue, educating, so this doesn't happen to you guys. So always ensure that you have this little plate. Let me see. There you go. See that there is a little plate right there? This plate needs to exist, okay? This is not a problem. You have to have that slide plate, because what's gonna happen is that if by any chance the pushing element needs to accommodate, this is gonna allow, because this is going to rotate in either direction. So there is a little bit of play in between increments, okay? Remember this thing, there is this Gibno has also a ratcheting system, and booyah, all right? So now, next frequently asked question, can I autoclave the machine? Yes and no. Not the entire machine. You can autoclave the grip. So the grip, you can actually remove the grip by unscrewing, and you can put it in an autoclave. So you can do that, no problem. Another thing that you could do, that I do it very often when I tattoo, is I use cold sterilization products, okay? So we have Metaside, we have Cavicide. Those products work, guys, okay? I've done tests, okay? We've sent spore tests to the lab. They definitely work. Especially, I like the Cavicide. I think it's 4 minutes or something like that. I'm sorry, 5 minutes. So You can spray it, okay? Now, one thing that you're not supposed to do, you're not supposed to dip it in there and leave it overnight. I remember that a couple of years ago, someone sent a grip, and the person to sterilize it, he dipped it in, I don't remember what kind of solution he used, but he dipped it in and basically left it for a day or 2 days, and actually managed to discolor the grip, okay? Not the color gone completely, but discolor the grip. And of course, that solution is very corrosive. I mean, it's not corrosive, but it's very active and aggressive. So 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, depending what you're using, it's the only time that you have to expose the surface to ensure proper, sterilization of the product or sanitation of the product. Now, yes, autoclave is ideal, guys, but remember, the autoclave has to be checked constantly just to make sure that it's working right, and knowing that this substance has a 28-day span, for example, and it's reactive for those days, and you can ensure that if you apply it at 100%, you're not going to have any problem with cross-contamination. In fact, that's what is used in hospitals and medical places, to sterilize everything else that cannot go on an autoclave, like lamps, for example, the dentist, the course, and stuff like that. So you can do that, no problem. Now, do not submerge it on the substance and leave it overnight, or do not try to autoclave the entire machine inside an autoclave, because it wasn't designed for that. Okay, so there are parts there that the heat can actually mess them up. Now, what you can do with the machine is you can actually remove the grip, and you can also wipe all around the machine. Now, when you guys are doing this, basically, just simply grab a paper towel, spray on the paper towel, and wipe it around. Do not soak the machine. Do not try to stick it inside. Okay, that's not gonna do anything good for the machine. You're not gonna improve anything. Wet paper towel, and you're gonna be good to go. You could probably detail it with, maybe a Q-tip if you want, like around the areas and stuff like that. You can also remove the ratchet, when you do that, so you get in between the creases right here. Let me actually change cameras right here. You can actually remove the ratchet and even get all around that cavity right here. You can clean the ratchet, and you can also, okay, this is very, very important, you can also remove the give knob. And look how I'm going to remove it. I'm simply going to put my nail there. I'm going to apply a little bit of leverage, okay? And that's it. Okay, so there's a little O-ring right there. And you can actually clean this from the inside out, all the way. And you can also clean the tip of the, what do you call this? The dry bar, okay? The pushing element. Now, you can also remove the motor, and you can detail this pin by pushing the slider that's inside. You push it, and it protrudes even more. And again, wet paper towel, and you can clean it and clean the excess of, sometimes you get a little bit of the lubrication in there rubbing against the aluminum. So you can clean that. This is not so necessary if you are going to be really careful with your cartridges, but if you think that you probably touched the backstem or something like that, I recommend you guys do that. Now, do not put any liquid inside of the machine. Do not try to spray inside of the machine, because again, those solutions are usually corrosive over time, so it can actually corrode the spring, and then the spring can break, or it can actually damage some of the parts. So, and actually, when you read the bottle, it says do not leave it for more than the time that they suggest. So that's that. Now, after you're done cleaning the give knob, what you can do is pop it back in place, and that's it. And always ensure that you have that plate around, okay? So you gotta ensure that, because sometimes, you probably are in between, and if you are in between, you're actually putting friction here, and you don't want that. So once you have that plate, that means that this thing has clicked in place and it's ready to go. So very, very, very simple. All right, so the motor, you can clean the motor all the way around as well, with the same method. And do not put any liquids behind the RC8. And you may think, hey, this is common sense, but I've seen people doing that stuff already. So this is the reason why. Another thing that I recommend and that I like to do is detail the grip with a Q-tip as well, and I go around the locking mechanism. That's another way to keep your machine clean. Now, do's and things that I recommend you guys do before every single tattoo: bag your entire machine, man. It's so simple these days. All you can do is get the same clip core bag, back the clip cord, back the machine up to here, tape it around the edge, and then that's it. That's basically the method with one bag. You can also do in 2 stages where you bag the grip and then you bag the back of the machine up to the red part. And you can also use the finger cuts that, by the way, we're gonna have a bunch of colors available on the website. You can actually finger cut the back and finger cut the front, and that is very, very simple. You just cut a hole in the finger cut, and there you go. You have your machine barrier protected, and then the sanitation process is a lot easier that way. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's talk about the stroke. Okay, so remember, this machine comes with another stroke inside the box, and this do and don't actually refers to when to use each stroke. So let me actually get to that. I don't think I actually ever made a video specifically addressing that topic. So let's do it here. Okay, so this is the little stroke right here. There's another one inside the motor. So people want to know, can I align with a 3.2? So the 3.2 is the one that comes in the machine. A lot of people want to know if they can shade as well or color. The 3.2 is going to give you basically a lot of room for tattoo, and basically you're going to be able to push anything from a single up to a 27 with ease, no problem. Now, it all depends the type of artist that you are, okay? So this machine has power, okay? And this machine can be pushed up to 12 volts. I do not recommend you guys do that. Push it up to 12 volts. The machine runs way too fast, okay? It's way, way, way too fast. Now, if you feel that you want more power, instead of like trying to overcrank the voltage and instead of thinking, oh, okay, the stroke is the answer, by simply changing your hand posture. For example, this is what I discovered. I usually tend to tattoo like this with a slight angle. I'm never lying like this. By simply changing the angle in a position where you actually tear the skin towards you. I mean, tear, it's not the right term to use, but where you see that there's more resistance when lining or shading or coloring, it's going to give you, amazing results. So I discovered this myself last year when I was actually trying all the cams and all the different strokes and speeds. And, I wanted to get the most out of every single stroke. So I started trying different things. And I really found out that by simply changing my technique of how I position my hand when I line, right now what I do is actually I put it like to the front, kind of like this, than that. I kind of like tend to line like this right now towards me. So, whenever I can, of course. And I get excellent results, man. Single pass lines, no problem. Now, let's say that you still think that the stroke is too short because, you've been tattooing all your life with longer stroke. Well, then you can change to the 3.7, okay? So, yes, you can tattoo with a 3.2 for everything. That's the only thing I use. I never put a 3.7 on my machine, on my Xion, and I managed to do everything. I've never found something that I cannot do, and I push even 27 magnets and 14 round liners, okay? Also, another thing that I never do, I never push the machine to 12 volts. Probably the max that I would push the machine is 10.5, 11 volts. Maybe if I, if I want to, pick up a little bit of speed, maybe 11.1, 2, but never more than that, because I realized that at 12 volts, the motor spins so fast, I wouldn't want to strike my customer at that speed. So, but again, that's me. Now, ideal parameters, people are asking what is the ideal parameter, and I mentioned before the 10 volts, 9.5, yes, that's my average, that's the average speed that I would use for most things, The lining probably, depending where you push, and of course, the thinner the round, I tend to lower the voltages, and the bigger the round, I tend to speed it up a little bit, but my average voltage is around the 9 volts, 9.5. Probably with 9.5, I can do everything without even touching the power supply by changing just a little bit of my hand pace. But again, experiment with all the voltages. So that's about stroke. How do you change the stroke? I'm not gonna go about that right now because there's another video, but it's very simple. Remove that set screw that is right here, and there is all the tools, you're gonna find them right here in the box, and then you put the other one. So that's that. Now, another question about RCA connection and cables. Can I use any other RCA cables, or I have to use your cable? Now, you can use any RCA cable. Now, do not use a cable that is actually wonky, that doesn't have a good clamp on the RCA, because those cables are going to give you a lot of fluctuation. For example, we got a machine several weeks ago from a customer that was having problems, and we get the machine, and the machine is running perfect. We send the machine back. The client says that he's still having problem with the machine. So we tell him to try different power supplies, right? And he is experiencing problems. So then we tell him, okay, send us the cord and the machine. And when we see the cord was one of those cheapy ass cords that was barely putting any pressure. And actually, I was able to wiggle the cord and feel the fluctuation. We send the customer one of our cables, problem was solved. So use good cables, okay? Good cables for the sign. Do not cheap out on the cable department. The dark lab cable is a very sturdy cable. It has a really good bite, but that doesn't mean that you cannot use any other great cable out there. So remember, RCA to the machine, quarter jack to the power supply, or 3.5 depending what power supply you're using. So that's that. Now, let me just stop right here and tell you a little bit about what we're going to have going on again if you're joining us right now. At the end of the show, I am going to be giving away this grip right here. This show is not going to be very lengthy today, hopefully, but we're going to be giving this away. So I don't know how I'm going to be doing the giveaway. And a lot of you are going to be pissed because, you know, I never planned this thing, so we'll figure something out. But we're going to be giving this away. And if you have an idea how we should give this away, let me know here in the chat. How should we give this away? I mean, what kind of criteria? Of course, you have to be a tattoo artist, right? But should we do the number thing, guess the question, or something like that? We'll see. Now, let me get back to the chat. Let me address that with you guys. Let's see what we have going on in here. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, because I am just randomly deciding to do videos, and also hit the notification button right here or down here. There's a little bell. Hit it up so every time I go live, you're going to be notified of that. Enough said. So, Kian Brooks is saying disco time because of the light. Yes, man. Hey, let's spice it up a little bit. I mean, why it has to be so boring? I feel that all my videos end up being like so white and gray. I wanted a little bit of color in my life, so I like him. Also change the lights a little bit darker, but with the color it makes it cooler. I don't know. So what else? We have people from the Netherlands. This is Giovanni Don Bosco from the Netherlands. Then we have Robert Webb from Indiana. What's up, Robert? We have three livers from Roseville, California. Angel Lambo from I don't know where. David Sevilla from Connecticut. We have people from Romania, England, Colorado, Sacramento, Scranton, PA, Vegas, New Jersey, Connecticut, Cincinnati, Argentina. People from everywhere. All right, so hey, people are digging the lights. That's pretty good. So yeah, I think this is gonna be my new signature, the lights in the back. So Naptown, people from Naptown. All right. So Angel Lambo is saying, so Cheyenne, it's the only one essentially. Only one I know with membrane. No, there are a lot of cartridges with membrane. Now, I've been sticking to them because they're really freaking dope, and I have not had an accident since then. I like them. I think that the little bit of tension that they have also stabilizes the needle a little bit. There are some magnums that I like from other brands as well, but I've been sticking to them. I actually got used to them, and again, I don't endorse them. You know, they don't pay me for saying this. I just use them. My wife uses them, and a bunch of friends that I know use them. And there are other brands of cartridges with membrane, like this one right here. This is the FYT cartridge. This one has a membrane right here. The membrane is a little bit different. Let me show you something. Let me just switch cameras right here. We're gonna take this one apart. All right. Hopefully I'm not gonna break my nail. There you go. So this one also has a membrane, but it's a clear membrane. So a lot of people like these ones too. And I got these to try, and I like them. And they're pretty well constructed. You know, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty well constructed. They actually look like the Cheyenne cartridges. I don't know what's the deal with that, but they're really, really well made. And some of them I like them better than, yeah, especially the Magnums. I don't know, I'm not too crazy about the liners, but I think that they actually revamped these cartridges. The tips have probably made them better by now. This is actually a no one. Then this is another cartridge that I got in in Germany. When I was in Germany, see, it's blue. I don't know who makes this, but this cartridge also has a membrane. I believe so. And this one is actually glued in. You can't, yeah, you can't break it apart. But this one also has a membrane, if I'm not mistaken. Does it? Yeah, I believe it has a membrane. So there are a lot of cartridges with membrane out there. I've heard that some of those cartridges from overseas also have membranes, and you know, I know that Xion is allowing people now to manufacture cartridges, so a lot of people are gonna jump in the membrane department. So again, guys, do not use cartridges with without membrane, only with membrane. Now, another question. If I break the spring, can I change it myself? Yes, you can change the return spring yourself. If you break the spring, something went wrong somewhere, because I haven't myself broken a single spring, nor the hundreds or thousands of people that I know that use the machine. The couple of chances that I've seen broken springs are, number one, ink inside the machine that dries it up so the spring cannot move and compress properly. Number two, a customer confessed having taken the machine apart, and apparently he couldn't build the machine properly. Remember, we use like twisters and like tiny tools to build the machine. It is possible to for you to replace the spring, but in that case, we may want to guide you through maybe a Skype video conference or sending you a video or something like that. So yes, you can't if you are, you know, handy enough. We're gonna have the springs probably available on the website, but again, I mean, there were a couple of them that we have to service, and something went wrong in the machine. This is the reason why I'm doing this video, so this doesn't happen to you. So unlike other machines, it's not all glued together. This machine can be taken apart. Now, do not do it unless you know, you let us know and we guide you or walk you through the process. So that's that. What else? Power supplies. Okay. To me, it's very obvious, and to some of you may be very obvious, but there are a lot of people that are asking if they can use any power supply with this, or should I use a special power supply? And we are selling a lot of these products to people that do micropigmentation these days, people that do scalping, also the dots, you know, to simulate hair, eyebrows, like my wife is doing, is a micropigmentation artist, so a lot of her friends as well, they are used to other power supplies that do not display voltage, do not display amps, they display other things, and other things are more related to that industry. So yes, you can use any power supply. Now, another question from people that own the hot pen, they're asking if they can use this machine with a Xion power supply. And yes, you can use this machine with a Xion power supply, but you're gonna have to get either an RCA to a 0.3 millimeter jack, or get an adapter that goes from quarter jack of the end of the cable. Do I have the cable here? No, I don't have the cable here. A quarter inch female to 0.3 millimeter male, and that way you're going to be able to reduce the end of the cable and be able to plug it in the Xion power supply. So yes, no problem. Now, another requirement is, you know, you want a tattoo with a power supply that is somewhat decent, that has, you know, a good quality, because you're gonna need at least half an amp to an amp. Now, the machine is not gonna consume that power, but you wanna have it as a buffer so the power supply runs cool, and so you don't get any type of fluctuation, and you're gonna ensure that you're unstoppable with this machine. This machine consumes very, very, very little amp. Probably, I think an average is not even 0.2 amps. It's like very under that, 0.18, stuff like that. So, and even lower sometimes. So, you can use every power supply out there as long as it's good quality. What else, guys? I mean, do you guys have any questions? I'm gonna continue reading these comments right here. We got people from Texas, people from Louisiana. Let me see. Tybone Krieger says, seems like the membrane is a no-brainer and should be an industry standard for all cards, right? With any machine, really. Why even take the risk? Like I said, man, why take the risk, you know? Why take the risk? I always said, I mean, if you cannot sterilize it, why use it? Or if you cannot protect it, why use it? And this is the reason why this grip you can actually remove, and it's actually very substantial. It's a very big grip. When you compare it to this grip right here, it's actually even bigger. So you have a really good area that you can barrier protect and isolate the machine from cross-contamination. Use a membrane, that's it, man, it's a no-brainer. And then you sterilize the grip after every single tattoo. Probably gonna have more grips on the website. I am planning to make a couple of different grips to offer them. I don't know when, because first we want to catch up to all the orders that we still have pending. And that's that. Now, people are asking if they can pay for rush, what do you call that, overnight with this product. Unfortunately not, because we still have quite a queue of products to be built. And the expected delivery time right now is within a week up to 25 days. And why I say that is because sometimes we get a rush of distributor orders, and we also have to take care of them. They're very important for our business, because they allow us to get the machine in other countries. Remember, not everyone's from the United States. So if we are in a season where we have deliver a lot of machines for distributors, then we can expedite. But you cannot get expedited on this machine. So it's usually within a week to 25 days. What else? What other do's and don'ts? Let me see. Let me remember. Because there were so many, I didn't even wrote them down. So I'm going to continue here reading the comments, and let's see if I... Robert Webb said, what about cavicide wipes? Yeah, you can use, or cavity wipes. Yeah, you can use wipes as well, as long as they're the same solution as the cavicide, metacide. Life or Prodigy. Okay, he's asking to someone, apparently there is a brand that has a membrane. I'm not going to mention that because I don't want to think that I'm endorsing anyone, but yeah, there's a brand that also has a membrane. I've seen a couple of them at shows. They're popping from left to right these days, man. And I've seen a lot of them with membrane. David Sevilla said the plate doesn't make noise. The plate doesn't make noise when it is in use. It's actually very quiet. I don't know which cartridge you're talking about. But these guys right here don't make too much noise, or the other ones. Tom Hagel loves the machine. Okay, man, thank you so much. Tuez Martinez, I hear you explaining a lot on sterilization. If you're tattooing and you don't understand how to maintain your equipment, put down your iPad Pro and do your homework. Of course, man. There are so many videos right now, myself doing videos of how to do things, how to keep things protected. So there's no reason to cut corners, guys. Never, 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 never. Okay. Life of a Prodigy says, ha ha ha, well, believe it or not, I had to educate an Indian River Country Health Department on X brand sterilization technique for their machines. A lot of rotary is taboo at the moment. Yeah, man. So this is the reason why, every time we release a product, we try to make that product as safe as possible. This is the reason why we came up with this grip. What's the very first grip that you could actually sterilize with ratcheting action, and man, cannot keep him in stock, cannot make him fast enough. Okay, I agree, bro. The game is to be sold, not told. There you go. Oh man, so many messages. Okay, so I am going to read one random one. CTM, hey, my machine sometimes it turns a bit hot. Is that normal? Please tell me. I don't know what machine are you talking about, but if your sign is running hot, have you tattooed only with cartridge with membrane? That would be a question that I would ask to yourself. It should not get hot. So do and don'ts. Let's go back to that. Now, dropping the machine, okay? Dropping the machine is a big no-no. This machine actually has a bigger motor than all of our other machines, has a bigger magnet, has brushes, and by dropping the machine, you can actually crack the magnet, and therefore, that goes the motor right there. Now, the good thing is that with this machine, if the motor breaks, all you do is put a new one, and that's it. No need to unglue or do anything. This machine has been designed for you guys to having, to allow you to pop this motor anytime you need to. So again, now, hopefully you're not gonna have to replace the motor. This motor is gonna give you life. If something happened, guys, that is covered under warranty for a year. But if something happened because you guys did something, we're gonna find out. So, we appreciate when people are honest, and they say, hey, listen, I messed up, I dropped the machine. And sometimes, we may take care of you, but sometimes we see things that are so obvious, machine with dings. No, I didn't drop the machine, I don't know what happened. And you hear the motor, and then we open the motor apart and the magnet's in fragments. So keep the machine stowed away in a proper place. And the box is actually a nice place to keep the machine. You know, we made it out of foam. It's really, really nice. So why not just to put the machine, clean it first, very, very well, put it inside the box, and that's it. And send her to go to bed. You know, it's very durable, the box as well. So yeah, keep the machine away. And also when you're tattooing, you know, make sure that you have something with edges like a tray or something like that, so the machine is not gonna roll off the floor and therefore, you know, break something. So that's that. Now, do's and don'ts. One thing that I'm gonna recommend you guys do, you know, take the habit of doing this. Every time you sterilize the machine, dab a little bit of ointment or a little bit of oil if you have from other machines like this one, and just dab it, okay, with a Q-tip, you know, or gloves or a piece of paper, clean hands with gloves. Dab a little bit inside the tube, okay. This is gonna keep these two O-rings right here. Let me just switch overhead camera right here. These are gonna keep this two O-ring right here moist, and you know, you're gonna get a nice action of the ratcheting and screwing in and off the motor. Another thing that you may want to do, maybe put a little bit of a tiny bit of ointment, you know, in the ratchet mechanism, in the dots right here as well, just to keep them healthier. And also in the O-ring that is right here inside, you could dab a little bit of ointment or ptfe grease or just a hint of oil. Now, when I say dab and a hint, I say almost invisible, okay? I don't. If you see a blotch, you did it wrong, okay? So that's that. What else? You guys are having fun today. All right. Okay, so let's figure this out. How are we gonna give away? How are we gonna give away this grip right here? I don't want to make this video too long today. How are we gonna give it away? Should I write a number down and you guys guess the number? Should I ask a trivia question? Should I don't know. What should I? Oh, okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. Woo! I have an idea. I have an idea. This machine has a 0 number. Okay? So, wait a second. Don't start shooting numbers or anything like that, because it's not about the number. Number from 1 to 100. Okay? So, this machine has a number, okay? And we have sold thousands of numbers. I mean, thousands of products. So we're gonna do something in just a little bit. I'll let you guys know. Do you guys have any questions about do's and don'ts? Feel free to address them. I know that you guys are having quite a good time in here. The chat is going crazy today. But what else? Do I think of anything else? Let me see. I think I covered a lot today in this video. And again, I don't want to make it super long. Shoot, you guys missed this video live and you're watching the archive, feel free to, you know, address your questions down here in the comment below. And I'm always like checking the comments and responding to you guys all the time. So also make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to actually let us know if you want to see some topics in particular. You know, type a comment as well and let us know what you would want me to address. Thanks, Alice. I use that machine, 9.4 volts. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, I love when you guys are having a good time here in the chat. I'm probably gonna do a series about all the other machines, the do and don'ts, Spektra Direct do and don'ts, Spektra Xion do and don'ts, coils, and even the grip right now. So this is the first one. This is Spektra Xion do's and don'ts. So I think I covered too much. Now we're gonna do this. Okay, you guys are gonna have to guess the number of this machine. Okay, the two last number of this machine. It is from 1 to 99. I know. Yeah, there are 99 possibilities. And do not like type 20,000 numbers at once and stuff like that. I know that my methods are pretty not well thought out right now, because I was kind of like, okay, someone is close. Someone is close. Someone is close. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna be giving you hints, guys. Okay, just one number per person. Don't start like blowing numbers. All right, and then we do another round. Wow, this is going crazy. Look, if you guys go too fast, I'm not gonna be able to read, and then you guys are gonna get mad at me. Okay, you've been warned. This is going crazy. This is going crazy. You guys are crazy. Oh man, there's someone that is so close. There's someone that is so close, okay? So close. Oh man, there's someone that got it backwards. There's someone that got it backwards. This is so fun. Okay. Oof, man. There's some numbers that are very, very close, but none of them, they're right on the money. Oh, man. Again, there's someone that is very, very close. Very, very close. They're saying 07, 40, 76, 42, 11, 66, 09, 44, 23, 15. All right. Stop, everyone. I'm gonna make this even easier for you guys. Okay? I'm gonna make it even easier. Okay? The number is a pair. Okay, so forget about the odds. The number is a pair. I know if you're watching this offline, you're like, what the hell is going on? But you're not watching the craziness that is going on right here, right now. This is going out of control right now. It's a pair. No, pair, no odds. Okay. Okay, someone was very close again, man. Oh, man. I thought it was gonna be easy, man. There's either a delayed or you guys didn't get that is a pair number. It's a pair number. All right. Oh man, someone is close. Damn, brothers. Now, hey, don't think. Okay, I'm gonna make it simple. It's a simple number. Don't go crazy with 7s and 9s and stuff like that. Don't go crazy like that. Don't go crazy like that. Pairs, okay? Pair numbers. Not 66, not 11. No. All right. The number is a multiple of 3. Now I made it even easier for you guys. This is going crazy. The number is a multiple of 3. Multiple of 3. Oh, man. It's not 9, it's not 6, it's a multiple of 3. Not 33, man. That's not multiple of 3, 33. You guys are crazy. I think. No. You guys are close. Okay, we got it. Pixen Studio. Stop it. Pixen Studio. Got the number right. Pixen Studio got the number right. And I'm going to show you. The number is 30. So Pixen Studio is the winner of this Click Ergo right here. You have won the Click Ergo, and I'll show you right here that you're the man. You have won that Click Ergo. The number is 30. This is yours. I mean, you can pick any color you want. Pixen, what was it? I forgot again. So Mr. Pixen won. All right. Hey guys, it was super simple. You guys made it complicated, right? So I'm gonna be doing more of these giveaways and stuff like that. They're fun. I like, just like it. It's fun to have you guys go crazy there, and myself too. I have a good time. And why not, just as a thank you for watching this this episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Pixen, whatever the winner is, send us an email at service@fkirons.com. Service@fkirons.com. You must be a professional tattoo artist. If not, you wasted our time here. But I'm sure you are. So so that's it, guys. So thank you for watching this episode. Again, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell right there. Smash that bell really hard. Make sure to interact in the comments here below. Let me know if you want to hear any other topics that you may want me to talk about. And again, I'll see you guys probably during the week, and we're gonna be doing another episode, probably Spektra Direct, which is a very popular machine. People have a lot of questions about that machine, so we're gonna do a direct do's and don'ts. So thank you so much for watching this episode. I'm glad you guys like the lights right here, and I'll see you again in another episode of FK Irons. Thank you.